So the question is, as a leader, is it more important to be autocratic or democratic?
When we look at autocratic or authoritarian leaders, we see a very strict divide between the person giving the order and those actually expected to follow it. In other words, autocrats typically make their decisions independently, which, if we're being honest, leads to an abuse of power and makes their followers feel excluded with no say in the matter. This type of leadership crushes creativity. Let's look at it from this perspective. If I'm the CEO of a company and I assign you to do a presentation my way, then there's no creativity, or at least you don't need any. You just have to follow the rubric. There's really no need for extra effort. There's no need to find these little nifty facts that show correlation and allow viewers' minds to wander and be filled with interest. The authority is very centralized, and power is derived from being over strict control over situations. Employees, partners, friends, their opinions are irrelevant. They're just expected to follow the leader's demands. Now, there's definitely an upside to this, and it's not entirely bad. If your leader's a genius, or just incredibly lucky, or there's very little time to make a decision, then an autocratic leader may be the remedy that you need. You may need that person to step in, make a decision, get everyone focused on the task, and get it done. However, there's that confounding variable of luck. And who do we really know that's entirely a genius every single time? And in that case, it's not a type of leadership that can be employed every single time. It can't be consistently employed. The autocratic leader must be in all of us, yes. But it must only show in urgent instances where a clear plan of action must be delivered to an audience with tremendous conviction. But let's look at this. Let's look at what being a democratic leader has to offer. In 1939, psychologist Kurt Lewin and his research team set out to characterize various styles of leadership. In Lewin's study, schoolchildren were assigned to one of three groups. Each group had a leader characterized as autocratic, democratic, or delegative. The children were instructed by their leader to complete an arts and crafts project. Researchers observed the children's behavior in response to these varying leadership styles. What Lewin consistently found was that democratic leaderships were more effective than autocrats. Democratic leaders offer guidance to their team members and actually seek their advice in making decisions, as opposed to our autocratic friends, who might as well lock himself in a room and make all his decisions by himself. With that being said, we did just talk about how autocratic leaders get things done, and that they get it done fast. Lewin found that those groups with democratic leaders did have less of output on product, but it was much higher quality. So pick your poison, I guess. Democratic leaders encourage group members to participate, but they do retain the final say in the matter. If we go back to our CEO example, then once again, I'm in complete control of the situation. I ask one of my employees to give a presentation, but this time I give a rubric to him or her and say, follow this. But feel free to throw your own twists and turns in it, as long as you run them by me first. The presentation I will get back may take a day longer, yes. But it will have those nifty facts and those neat correlations that when the audience leaves the room, will be the topic of discussion that allows them to remember that presentation. It doesn't just get swiped under the rug because it was so mundane. This democratic leadership style creates balance. It helps team members feel a greater sense of value and self-worth. It aligns much more with Western democratic governments. And best of all, it still satisfies that inner autocratic, that inner little devil in you, because you're still the boss that made that presentation happen. It was still your employee that did the work, and you still have the say over them. Being a democratic leader is not about being, walked on. It's about standing up for what you believe in, listening to the opinions of your coworkers, to your team, taking those in and making an informed decision, making the decision that will make you happy, make everyone else happy. That being said, the huge drawback is that it takes longer. I mean, look at our government. Look how long they take to make a decision. But when it does come out, it's much higher quality. And as a leader, I'll take quality over quantity any day.